the most important aspect the country needs today is innovation and entrepreneurship activities. We have been uh, very good as a uh, seeking employment, not generating employment, but seeking employment. That always is the mindset of the student community. From that, we need to move on to generate employment opportunities, and employment opportunities also not in me too technologies, but more into innovative technologies. As I was telling in the morning, I think we need more and more innovative technologies to come up from India. And then only we will be able to compete with the developed countries, and we will be on top of those. And that all depends upon the young generation that is around. In any spectrum that we take, either in IT industry or pharma or high-tech industry, in every way, we have shown our capabilities. So Bangalore has become IT capital, and Hyderabad has become IT capital, and like that, bulk drug capital, all those kind of things. But none of the technologies that were uh, that are being used are not developed by any of the companies around. They are just following the technologies developed elsewhere, even though they are global suppliers for various healthcare products and IT services that are being provided. So that's where I thought of um, addressing you all on innovation and entrepreneurship activities, and what kind of steps that we have taken at University of Hyderabad. Like that. So if you see the quote from Steve Jobs, I'm sure everybody knows him, innovation distinguishes between a lead and a follower. That is very true, that whether we have to be a leader or to be a follower. Or Vikasit Bharat 2047 says that we have to be leader. And if we have to be leader, we have to be innovators. So innovation is the primary source of economic growth, job creation, and of competitiveness in today's global economy. As I was telling in the morning, that this innovation, job creation, economy development should also look into sustainable technologies. Environment also has to be taken care, kept in mind for any developmental activities that we plan. And that's what our Prime Minister was mentioning, that BioE3 kind of policy. So I just wanted to show about the scenario of innovation and entrepreneurship in pharma and biopharma industries. That is where I have been associated for many years. So the global healthcare economy. So global healthcare economy, if you see, so the global market is about $10 trillion. Out of it, India's market is only $370 billion, which is 3.7, very dismal. And it is because the industry is focusing on generics and biosimilars, which are products of high value but low value. We are supplying almost to two-thirds of the countries in the world, but we are not making money. We are making only uh, just 3.7. So focus on innovative product is the need of the world. That's what it tells us. So of late, from generics to biosimilars, industry is also thinking of innovative products. There are some success stories like innovative vaccine development, like Covaxin, we have seen, and Covishield that have come up from some of the companies. The rotavirus vaccine was developed, and DNA vaccine by Cadila first time has done during COVID period, and Gimcovac is the Genova Biopharmaceutical Limited which has come up with another vaccine candidate. Antibiotics. So one of the orchid pharma companies have come out with novel antibiotic, but at least they have developed and outsourced it to another company. And other biologics also, natural streptokinase was developed by was the director of CSR and Intech and transferred the technology to JS Canada. And very recently, cell-based therapies, chimeric antigen receptor T-cell therapies have become the recent trend in the treatment of various cancers. And India also has come up. The technology was initially developed by IIT Mumbai scientists, and then they started a company called as UoH, and Laurus Labs, a pharma company, has come forward, and then together developed. And today, the CAR T cell therapies are available within India, which at a fraction of the cost, whereas the same therapy in US or Europe will cost about 10 times or more than that. But Indian company has done more than 100 patients have been treated. So here in this scenario, I just would like to tell that Professor Padmanabhan was the former director of IASC in collaboration with Indian Immunologicals, came up with the DNA vaccine for rabies. For the first time, I'm talking about 15 years back. Our regulatory authorities at that time were not mature enough, and they said nowhere in the world there is no such kind of DNA vaccine. How can you approve? And Dr. Padmanabhan, being at the helm of affairs in the entire country in the biotechnology field, he could not convince the government, the regulatory bodies, or other scientific community also. And ultimately, they have to shelve that. Only during the COVID time, because somebody else has developed the technology elsewhere, it was approved for the Cadila for the. So, any kind of such kind of innovative technology that is coming up, we should be geared for approval of such kind of technologies. Even if it is novel and nowhere, our mindset of following health technologies developed elsewhere should go out, and that has to be in the entire administration, starting from the politicians to the regulatory authorities. So if you see the total global innovation hubs, they are based in Boston area or Bay Area with San Francisco and Stanford areas, Cambridge in the UK. They are the top leading innovation hubs. What are their unique features? Why they have become innovation hubs? That is mainly because decades of development with substantial investments in research and development, and dense concentration of biotech companies, culture of collaboration between academia and industry, and more so here, the venture capital system is there. Any kind of innovation that is coming up, VCs are ready to fund that kind of technology. And that is where either the Silicon Valley and the biotech revolution that happened all from Bay Area and coastal India is because of that kind of interaction between the academia and industry and the venture capital system that existed. And they are also in the forefront of integrating cutting edge technologies like any kind of new technology that is called artificial intelligence, machine learning, or CRISPR-based gene editing technologies. All such technologies are being integrated and accelerating innovation and bringing new therapies to the market much faster. So mRNA vaccine that has come out, are many such kind of things. Any kind of, they are ready to adopt the technologies that are emerging, and then it will come up with the innovative products. So that is why they have become the top innovation hubs. So if you just take one example of the impact of innovation at Stanford University, has a deep history of entrepreneurship and technological innovation for more than a century. They incubated ideas, educated entrepreneurs, and fostered breakthrough technologies that have been instrumental in the rise and constant regeneration of various companies of Silicon Valley, and at the same time contributed to the broader global economy. Whenever they are encouraging such kind of innovation and coming up with the technologies, they are not only developing their economy, but also around the world, various any product that is being developed is going worldwide. It's not just making for the California area, the United States, but they are making to the entire world, and that's how they are contributing to the global economy. The companies out of Stanford University created 5.4 million jobs and generated the annual world revenues of 2.7 trillion. So one university is able to do that means that they have long-standing promoting expertise in promoting innovation. Any kind of innovation coming out of academic institutions, they are ready to fund us initially, and then they provide the venture capital funding and come up with the technologies, and that's why they have become the partners in the global innovation hubs. So innovation culture, support to startups, openness for collaborations, and public services. These are all the qualities that. And for educational institutions in India, also it is the time now to graduate from just only teaching programs, but into major centers of research. And most of the private universities should see what are the opportunities that are there rather than just depending on teaching programs. If you raise to that level, these are the kind of opportunities that are there. And the same way, the pharma and biotech companies also, they move from a copy of technologies to innovative products. So this has to be done. And global innovation hubs where we stand. Research innovation, I'm happy that Bangalore is there, at least in research innovation, with centers like the Indian Institute of Science, NCBS, INSTEM, and many such kind of JNCSR, and have contributed. Chennai is also there, and the innovation economy, the ranking of Bangalore is 41. Today, you see large number of engineering colleges In fact, a lot of students are coming up with innovative technologies. And uh, that's the culture which is spreading from one college to another college. And Reva University should also adopt such kind of things. Today I visited your incubation center. I see a few number of startups there. But that should be, maybe 15, 20 companies. You should have hundreds of companies for the strength that you have. It need not wait until you complete masters or PhD. At undergraduate level itself, you can start thinking of such coming up with. If there is a problem, how do we come up with the solution to that problem? So that is where that's the kind of culture. And innovation ecosystem, if you see, we are nowhere anywhere in the top 100 also. So that in terms of the ranking in the last 7 years, India has improved uh, as the global innovation hub at the country level. But that's not enough, and it needs to. So, essence of this is adoption of innovation is the success factor for global institutions, not only for the industry or the government, but also for the institutions. Any institutional companies founded in scientific discoveries or meaningful engineering innovation are the leaders. So that is what now many of the private universities have to focus on. It is not just only for teaching and programs, scientific discoveries and meaningful engineering innovation. Then they will be able to. There should be multidisciplinary technologies. There may be long gestation for technologies, but there should be supporting capital also, financing capital. And these are all the various emerging areas in which there is opportunities, whether the healthcare, food, agriculture, mobility, industry 4.0, well-being, and environment. So all there is enormous scope for working in different disciplines, and any kind of technologies will come only when we are focusing on research, intense research. How the most promising deep tech ventures are changing the industry from visionary to practical. So that's where I think the academic institutions have to be. So industry-driven education in higher educational institution is the need of the, and we need to have more and more academy industry relations. I saw the building in which university industry interaction um, is being taking place at Reva University also, and that is really welcoming, and it needs to be intensified further. And industry will come when the technologies are being developed here. It is not; they will not come only just to hire the people, but if there are technologies being developed, definitely will come. Adoption of immersive technologies, various now AI-based technologies are there in each and every field you can apply it on. And the innovation and entrepreneurship track, introducing new curriculum track aimed at equipping future scientists, industrialists in institutions with both business fundamentals and familiarity of entrepreneurship. And I'm sure in a Bangalore atmosphere, you see that kind of culture in various colleges, but there is need to intensify. Today, I see Dr. Jagadish here from iBio, um, and in fact, you should invite him more frequently to interact with the student community. So, induction of new curriculum in order to address current challenges and prepare for the future, we must explore and implement innovative designs and delivery of education in institutions. learner-driven curriculum in fitment with upcoming jobs and skills requirement. So we, on one side, we need to prepare the student community with the right skills that is required in the industry. On the other side, we need to empower them with innovative thinking and come up with solutions for the problems that we face in the society. So that's the. So let me introduce University of Hyderabad. University of Hyderabad is one of the federal government funded, directly funded by the government of India, and one among the top 5 universities. And it is a multidisciplinary university like any others. And there are various recognitions for the kind of teaching and research programs that we have. University of Hyderabad is doing extremely well in teaching and research programs in various disciplines, but that is not enough for today. It requires much more, and we realize that there is need for another extension of the activities, entrepreneurship. How well we are prepared to address some of the problems in the society, how well we are prepared to support the industry, growing industry, the pharma, biotech, or any other industry. So that we realize that in addition to teaching research, we need extension activities. You need to interact with the industry. We realized that, and then we started about almost 10 to 15 years back. And to promote innovation and entrepreneurship within the university, we started an independent unit under Section 8 company, which is called as ASPIRE, and Association for Scientific Pursuits for Innovative Research Enterprises. And under this, we have created 3 incubation centers in different disciplines. Bionest is for biology, healthcare, TBI is under chemistry and pharma, and TIDE is under IT, electronics. In all these 3 areas, there are incubation centers. And so, altogether, there are about 50,000 SFT in all these, and more than 60 companies are located. Even though we started about 2010, the Technology Business Incubation Center and TIDE in 2013, and very recently.
Your calling is not answering.
So in all these facilities, there is about 50,000 SFT and
आप जिस व्यक्ति को कॉल कर रहे
हैं, the incubation, any student can come up with innovative ideas, and we provide them hand-holding, and we provide them the facility space in the incubation center, and we also provide them support for initially until the idea gets mature or proof of concept is developed, and that is for the pre-incubation for it. And the dedicated space, lab space, and infrastructural facilities, and not only infrastructural facilities within the incubation center, the facilities that are there at the university also, in various chemistry, physics, and life sciences, they're also accessible for the startup. And we provide them the visibility to the global industries through workshops and media coverage, networking, training, mentoring, all such kind of services we provide. And in addition, we started providing them the funding also for the promising. We have already disbursed about 5 crores, and another 5 crores is in the process. So this is the call, no concept competition call, first, second, third, for the students that we have been providing. So why Aspire has become so popular is mainly because it is close to a large knowledge base, qualified mentors, availability of trained manpower, and this entire incubation center is located on the top of Life School of Life Sciences. School of Life Sciences is a circular building, like Parliament building, only 100 meters, I think 1 or 2 meters less uh, diameter of the Parliament. Uh, so that in that circular building, on the top floor, we have built it specifically for incubation activities, whereas the first, second, the ground floor, first floor, second floor are for academic research labs, teaching laboratories, and also classrooms. Just go to the one floor above, you have startup companies. There are about 40 plus startups in the two incubation centers in the third floor, where the students can go for internships, students can go for job opportunities, or students can go and incubate their innovative ideas, all existing within one building. So that is the uniqueness. I'm sure nowhere else, anywhere in the country, such kind of unique atmosphere is present. So we provide the free internet, Wi-Fi, surveillance cameras, 24 by 7. Anytime they can come with the access control entry into any of the startup companies. And so there is a uh, boardrooms. They can use the University of Hyderabad auditoriums in that halls. And there is a dedicated animal and microbial culture. They can use library facilities. And within the 3 years of starting this incubation center, we have achieved the self-sufficiency, and initial support was given by the Department of Biotechnology, but within 3 years we became self-sufficient. And the impact is created more than 80 companies, now maybe around 90 companies. 30 of them graduated, 50 of them incubation, and good survival rate due to excellent kind of ambience. So many jobs. After that, around 50% are women uh, employees, and various the patents that are generated are faculty startups, student startups, alumni startups, and we also have discussed already 5 crores, and another 5 crore has been sanctioned, and follow-up fund is being there for startups. Startups themselves have raised about 100 crores from by incubating. Our the as Binest Aspire is recognized by DSIR and received IT and exemption from the income tax, and selected as associate partner for biotech ignition grants, which are being provided by the BIVAC periodically, and it was recognized as the best emerging bio incubation in the country, and received several grants and awards. Uh, what is the kind of infrastructure that is there? It has the kind of this is one kind of lab, type A, type B, three different types of lab suits based on the space that is being provided, 300, 400, 500 receptive facility, and co-working lab for the students specifically, a bench space like in IT space, what I have seen here, the bench space is also being created, and bioreactor facility, cell culture facility, and so the very good ambience, no, for the students who are working. There is a central dedicated instrumentation facility. Every instrument that is required for biology and biotechnology research at laboratory scale is being provided here, and there is a dedicated BSL2 facility for working on pathogens. There is a boardroom, a house for plants to be grown in the area. So these are all kind of things that we are providing. And there are a number of events that happens where we bring industry leaders like CSRDG, Rajasekhar was there with that, Krishna Alla from uh, Bharat Biotech, Dr. Anand is going to be from Singapore, and Harish Iyer from the not Welcome Trust, uh, Bill Gates Foundation, and many such kind of people. And there are a number of recognitions for them. In fact, very recently, one of the startup companies have raised about £1 million for in collaboration with the UK company just 10 days back. In fact, uh, Varshita was an undergraduate student, type 1 diabetic patient, and she has to poke injections every day, and to know the sugar levels, to know the sugar levels also. So he wanted to come up with non-invasive blood glucose monitoring, and in fact, she has come up with non-invasive. It's like a regular watch or something that will tell you the sugar levels, so that accordingly you can uh, inject insulin. So a number of such kind of technologies. And in fact, one of the startups started by the student, he started in a bench space and then graduated into a full-fledged lab. And he has come up with a PCR which is just 35,000 rupees. If for any PCR, if you want to purchase, it will cost around 5 to 10 lakhs, anywhere even up to 20 lakhs. They have come up with the technologies to you know, amplify the DNA at a fraction of cost. Even the high schools can also can afford to have that kind of technologies. And also within 5 seconds or 10 seconds, you can isolate the DNA from any source. And there is a high throughput DNA isolation technology also developed. Many such kind of things. And we collaborate with a number of national and international authors. And universities also partner with various FABA activities. Very recently, FABA has conducted the Federation of Asian Biotech Association, which Dr. Vishwa was mentioning.
That person will
Conducts
join. I think after this meeting,
innovation
one
summit.
person will join. So we have
We
to
call
allow him
it
to
as
speak.
innovation festival.
Presentation is
Innovation
in this person.
recognize innovations that have taken place in the cash awards
After this presentation.
and also with various other kind of things. And
Yeah, this
this
is another new one.
kind of 2 weeks event where the first 2 weeks is the drug discovery and development. What are all the aspects that are there in drug discovery and development workshop? And this is followed by, this is one of those where we have invited experts around the world. More than 40 to 50 experts have come and interacted with them. And there are participants around the world. And any FABA activities, if it is online, it is open to public anywhere in the world. And whale tank is the one which earlier was mentioning, that if there is a promising startup and is looking for funding, we bring the investors and expose the promising startups. And this is the one which we have been conducting. This is the second one. The third one will be in March, where Vairak will be a partner, and that will be conducted in we would like to have, see, the major problem for many of the startup companies in India is the next level of funding. Big ticket funding is the major problem. And that's where we wanted to address through Fabra. And we started this very time. And through that, in fact, we have showcased already 40 to 50 technology startup companies to the potential startups. And this was a grand success. Puspa was there all along. And so through direct managing director was there and industry leaders. And the last day, what we do is innovation cluster meeting and promoting the various collaborations between academia and industry and collaboration for fostering innovation and every aspect of innovation and entrepreneurship we do and recognize the innovators with the awards. So this is the Life Sciences Innovation Cluster meeting. In fact, Golden Member Partner Director of IAC was there for the inauguration. And a number of industry leaders and academy leaders and BS Bajaj Memorial Harbor Excellence Award was given to Rahul Parwar, who came up with Partner Technologies. That is the first one. And Dr. Reema Rawat has come up with the technology for the cervical cancer detection, cervical cancer detection kit that she has come up with, where in rural areas also you can go and identify it. It has revolutionized kind of and another couple of schools, she was given 5 lakh catholics and Sandeep and Pragya Gupta also received 2. They are doctoral students separately. Whoever is doing the innovative research as part of their PhD program is given these awards. And so for this, the team at Aspire, we do have the Vice Chancellor as the chairman and independent directors, and it functions totally without any interference of the University Administration of Finance. It's only the committee which takes the entire decision and then reports once or twice in a year to the board. So such kind of flexibility is there. So in conclusion, India with the largest population of 500 million age group, Bangladesh, the largest network of higher educational institutions in the world, has played an important role for contributing to various innovative companies around the world. But within India, we could not utilize the talent. If you see, the major global biotech and pharma companies or IT companies are headed by Indian leaders, Indian scientists. But within India, somehow we could not utilize the talent. And what are the gaps that are there, and how exactly you can empower them to come up with innovative technologies? So it requires continued interaction with educational institutions, industries, to understand the dynamic skill set required with changing times, and industries reskill the professionals, potential employees, in collaboration. So there should be dynamic academy industry interactions taking place, and in this initiation has to be taken by the academic institution as well as the industry. Not only one side. There should be a push from academic institutions and then pulled by the industries. Then only it will work. What is the way forward? The education system must be attuned to the new global environment by promoting creativity and improving the quality education and training at all levels. Establishing links with industry is very critical. Higher educational institutions should impart the right skill sets required, promoting innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem in the campuses, as I said earlier. So this is the way forward. And in this connection, very recently I have written a review article which is published by Springer Nature. It is you can access that. Uh, so innovation in the pharma and biopharma industries, role of academy industry interactions. The review seeks to present some of the success stories in driving innovative product development, highlight the issues and challenges, and provide strategy. I will share that article with Dr. Vishwa. So that we do all the hard work and then write articles by spending all our money. And once it is published, they will not allow me also to download and then give it. Huh? So all the publishers are the looters, no, no exception. And the entire hard work is done by the researchers, and review is being done by researchers like us. And ultimately, they are the ones who are collecting all the money. And so, if you go with the link, you may not get downloadable. It will ask you to pay some money for the article, but I can provide it free for the student community. You can get access. I think I stop at that. Uh, the Federation of Asian Biotech Association, which was mentioned many times, this is a non-profit organization that we started in 2004, mainly to promote the academic industry so that innovation will take place. We were doing that within the country level, All India Biotech Association, but we wanted to expand, take the expertise of scientists in other Asian countries also. Why not we utilize the talent, join hands together, and will be a force to reckon with. European Union, by joining hands, they have become strong. They are able to, uh, on par with the developing countries because they have joined hands. Why not in Asia? All countries can come forward and then interact freely, exchange information, exchange the technologies, expertise, and with that idea, it was started. There are about 20 chapters in various countries, and we would any activity that we do is open for the communities across the country, and uh, so you can get more information about the FABA and its activities. And I think I will put a stop. I'll be happy to interact with you if you have any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for enlightening the participants with the value of innovation in a real-time aspect, and also to give highlights on the Aspire, that is the University of Hyderabad, and also dealing with the academic industry collaboration. Thank you very much, sir. Uh, Now the session is open for questions.
So for the student, benefit of the students, there is a FABA Academy. FABA Academy is mainly for career guidance and skill development activities and job opportunities that are there. So the entire thing, as we do have a FABA student wing, and say a large number of students are there as members, and we all encourage through Viswa. That Viswa is one of our executive council members, and you can reach FABA through him, and any activity that is there will be circulated. The number of events that we organized. Very recently, we have organized an artisan therapy, another event on stem cell therapy, and we are going to have a conference exclusively on cancer research in November and preclinical toxicology in December. So, like that, a number of activities are being there. And, we will provide the information, or you can directly go to the link and then get the information. And so that's for the FABA Academy. And FABA Entrepreneurship Division is the one for the startup community. The number of startups that are there, like to promote entrepreneurship and address some of the problems as I was mentioning, the big ticket funding, where we are conducting this real-time event.
Sir, it was a very nice, inspiring. I just want to ask a very generalistic question. As a country of having 2,000 per capita income dollars, is it possible for us to compete with rich countries which are having $50,000 when our spending for research is around 2.9% in GDP? And my second question is, if you made
whatever is that is not clear, can you repeat the first question?
As a country having 2,000 per capita income, is it possible for us to compete in cutting-edge technologies with Western countries?
So the thing is, every technology developed around the world is available at the point of click. No? So, the internet has provided you that kind of thing. Any mobile phone, the internet, go to internet, Google, and the ChatGPT. Every information is available at the thing. What you learn in the classroom is alone is not. That is only 5% what you learn, and the world is around. The world is available, open for you to learn.
But as you talked on industry-driven education, it requires $10,000 to make a student as a factory floor worker. How can in a country where education approach improves socialism, is it possible, sir?
Yeah, it's all possible. What is the curriculum? What kind of skill set is required? See, what are the things that are required in the industry? What are the guidelines to be followed? What are the standard operating procedures that are there? There are simple techniques also which are not being taught in the technical classes. And it's not, every engineering student today being graduated from colleges, they are not empowered with all the right skills. What the industry has done is they are training them, retraining them, and then in various kind of things. Whereas the same is not possible in biotech industry because it is much more expensive. But at least the basic skills are there. You should be in a position to adopt the technologies that are coming up. What I have learned, if I want to use the same thing today, is not. I have to be a continuous learner. So the concept of education and learning only in the colleges has to go. You learn a lot of things from the society, even after graduation, joining in the employment, in the entire career, you have to be a continuous learner. Otherwise, you will be out of whatever the technology. Now, the technologies are changing fast. So, if somebody was trained and then got employment in one particular technology, it is outdated. Tomorrow, it may not use it. You have to relearn. So that is very important. That's why you should have that kind of mentality to learn continuously. It is not just only for whatever being taught in the classroom, but you have to be much more than that. What is going on around? Everything is available today and at the fingertip if you are open to learn. No?
Sir, if you made a union minister, what policies you might bring? Just curious.
The policies,
Which you are going to bring if you made a union minister of education?
yeah, that's what I was mentioning here, that our institutions, educational institutions, or the industries, they would like to make quick revenues. So let me say about pharma biotech companies. They don't want to invent anything. Adopt the technology and then start make the product and then sell it. And that's why our healthcare economy budget is only 3.7% to the global kind of thing, in Norway. And similarly, educational institutions, if we are just only depending on teaching and then collecting the school fee structure, we will be at the same level. But I gave you an example of Stanford University. Their economy is more than Indian economy in terms of revenues that are being generated. Harvard, these kind of things, because they are focusing on innovation and research, and that is where our private universities can do. The state universities or government industries have limitations, but that kind of limitation is not there for private universities. Grab the opportunities that are there and move, graduate to the next level. So that's what I just mentioned. Just addressed to you, but
For this session.
yeah, yes, sir.
Dr. Rajana, it was a fantastic talk that you presented today, including what's happening at the Incubation Center, University of Hyderabad. So this morning in the inaugural session, you gave a very brief reference to one of the challenges that we have, not just in India, but across the globe, and antimicrobial resistance. So my concern is that one paradoxical situation is that we adults create problems and we ask young people to innovate. So there are many such problems. My concern is how many of these young people actually know what the real challenges are. You mentioned AMR. I don't even know if they thought about AMR. So my suggestion to Dr. Vishweshwar Rao is that you enter on the main campus, the administration center, beautifully set up and beautiful